Hello, everyone, and Pisces. Welcome to your reading for the summer of 2025. This is for your Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising. My name is Debbie, and Pisces, let's get into this for you. The last sign of the zodiac are patient ones, are water signs. You're full of emotions, you're highly intuitive, and sometimes a little misunderstood. So I'm going to read, I have a write-up. But I just have a feeling that this summer is going to hold a lot for Pisces. And a lot of surprises are going to be coming up. There's going to be some frustrations because there are things that are blessings in disguise. So some things have to kind of fall apart. And pieces that no longer fit have to make their way out to make space for the new pieces, right? And I think there might be some misunderstandings coming your way, but you're going to be fine. So, though for Pisces, that you're looking into like deeper connections, an unexpected romance, and again, blessings in disguise. So, and we have Mercury going retrograde from the 17th, I think it is, of July to August 10th. So if you're not born during a retrograde phase, just know this, the waters might get a little choppy for our Pisces friends. But this is a great time for you to focus on yourself, for your home, on your home, and your personal growth, right? Because disruptions are always about personal growth. So maybe your mantra is, what is this trying to teach me, or where is this leading me to? Even if you don't understand what's happening, or those around you are not understanding how you're feeling or what you're going through. But overall, the summer is about new beginnings for you, Pisces. Opportunities, again, for deeper connections, deep personal transformations. And you're a really deep sign, right? Just make sure as you're going through some of these things, if you're trying not to isolate yourself too much, because Pisces can kind of isolate off, bring some people in that can be helpful to you as you go through these, especially if it's things you don't understand. Now, June has, although we're almost at the end of June, career. Your focus can be on career and finances and unique ways or different ways of bringing money in. But you could also, as summer goes on, feel like you're developing romantic feelings for someone who's a friend. They could come out of nowhere, just unexpected feelings towards someone. You might look at them a little differently. That's where some confusion may come in. Whether this is a really good connection for you or not, we'll see if the cards show anything. But again, this is your personal growth. So maybe this is a good fit for you, and maybe it's not. But you might start to find attachments or feelings in an area. Maybe it's not towards, although this is a romantic thing, but maybe you might start to find other interests in areas that never even crossed your mind, or that you never even bothered to look at in the past. So you have career in June, unexpected romantic feelings, and then what else do I have? Again, blessings in disguise. So this month for you, or this summer for you Pisces, is deeper connections, deeper interpersonal connections with others and with yourself, unexpected romance, and blessings in disguise. So we're going to start off with the Moonology deck and see what lunar cycle is carrying you through the summer. Because I think you're going to have, although Scorpio has a lot of growth. They're going through a bit of the dark night of the soul. Aquarius is having an intuitive awakening. I think although I have not done Sagittarius yet, I think you're going to have one of the biggest personal transformations this summer than all the signs. But you're the last sign, so you've been waiting your turn, and it may feel like, have I been forgotten in the cosmos, right? Last quarter moon in Sagittarius. Practice gratitude. So let's see how this plays out for you, Pisces. Practice gratitude again. Last quarter moon in Sagittarius. The good news is that even though you have some issues that need tackling, they're nothing you can't manage. More good news is that the best way for you to clear the air and reach a breakthrough right now, so you can get your life to go the way you wish it to go, is to have a good old-fashioned laugh. It's all too easy to take life too seriously. This card urges you to take the lighter approach to life if you want to manifest your dreams. It's great to be earnest, but there's a time and a place. Don't entertain superficial feelings, as these are no better than fake ones. So, not entertaining superficial feelings or superficial people, right? Being open to life will make you open to manifesting. Get in touch with your mystical side and have fun with it. And you're a very intuitive and mystical. And again, things are going to happen. Things are going to come up. It's going to feel disruptive. Again, so maybe your mantra, again, is, where is this leading me? What is this trying to teach me? And we're going to pull your Ascended Master. We're going to see what Master Guide is carrying you through the summer. 2 cards came out. Luke, Persistence. And Paul the Venetian, Artistic Expression. So we'll go to Luke first, Persistence. And again, as the last sign of the zodiac, not only do you have to cultivate patience, but it can feel like you're a little left out, or that you're a little misunderstood. So let's be persistent here, Pisces, in your drive and your journey to your self-fulfillment. Through persistence and action, through persistent action and positive thinking, your dreams are manifesting into form. This is a time for you to stay persistent. Give any discouragement to Luke and the angels, who will buoy your faith and give you signs of your progress. You're almost there, so keep going. It may help to break large projects into smaller steps so that you feel the thrill of accomplishment with each step you take. Persistence pays off. Stay with it. Overcome procrastination tendencies and take action. So yeah, sometimes our Pisces, they're gonna, I'll get to it later, right? I'll get to it later. So maybe part of that personal growth is just tackling something or addressing something or doing something when the inspiration strikes or when it comes into your forefront. Stick to your priorities and promises. Chip away at your dreams and desires with daily action steps. Stay positive and visualize your dreams as already manifested. Commit to your dreams for the long haul. So commit to your dreams. This is a commitment to yourself, right? This is honoring and nurturing and loving yourself. So let's go to Artistic Expression. Paul the Venetian. It is actually the very first card of the deck. So we'll see if the Fool comes out, but that could be an element or an aspect of new beginnings, and for some of you, it could be starting over. This card signals that your artistic talents are in need of creative expression. You have hidden talents that lie dormant. This trapped energy can make you feel tired, restless, and anxious, and can lead to addictions if the energy isn't expressed. Even if your artistic abilities feel unpolished, they need an outlet, right? So progress over perfection. Make the time today to draw, paint, sing, play music, write, take photographs, make jewelry, sew, dance, or do something artistic and creative. You may find the key to your life's purpose and ideal career through this process. Or take a class, learn a new skill. Express your true feelings. So allow yourself to be seen. Pisces. I know Pisces, they like to kind of sit in the background. But let yourself be seen, Pisces. So we're going to go into your tarot and see what this summer is holding for you. How are you being guided through? Because you have a lot happening. You have a lot happening, especially with the Mercury retrograde. I think you're going to be affected by this greatly, unless if you're born during the retrograde phase, then those folks tend to be affected a little less or differently than the rest of us. So let's see, what does the tarot hold for our Pisces for the summer? How are they expressing their artistic feelings, right? Practicing gratitude. In what area of life maybe have you been ignoring that you want to give some gratitude for? I wake up every day and say, oh, thank you, I have another day on this earth. Another day to cause chaos and mayhem. 5 of Swords reversed. So we'll see what that brings us. Another day, yeah, to cause chaos and mayhem. And, you know, gratitude for the people I get to come in contact with, the people who take my yoga classes, those who watch the videos and who reach out for guidance. Always gratitude for my daughters, my son-in-law, our pets, our homes, little things we take for granted. I can turn on the light switch and there's a light. You know, things that, gratitude maybe that I pay my bills so I can turn on the light. 5 of Swords reversed, Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit, 6 of Cups. Hermit was reversed, we'll leave it reversed. 6 of Cups. I wonder if the 6 of Cups, because there's a possibility of you having feelings, unexpected feelings, like towards a friend or something. And 6 of Cups is about, you know, your past and your childhood and memories. But this could also be a reconciliation. Reconciling with a friend maybe who's gone off into a different direction. Maybe you had a disagreement. Maybe there's a broken heart that will come into healing. That can cause some confusion. But just discern. The Empress. There you go. Queen of Pentacles and the Empress. So you're rising, Pisces. You're allowing yourself to be more comfortable with your feelings. The Creator. I'm going to have to... Hold on. This is not that deck. There you go. I have to pull the book. The Creator is one of the cards in the Wandering Star Tarot. That is not a traditional tarot card. They have 2 bonus cards in this deck, and that is one of them. So I would say, Pisces, your intuition and your psychic abilities are spot on. You know you have them. They are spot on. So they are probably going to be very prominent. The word loud comes in, but I think it's more prominent as you go through this summer. Okay, I'm going to cut the deck and we'll see what else comes up for you. But you have very powerful female goddess energy. And your card on the root of the deck, 6 of Wands. So, and like the owl, he's got the little crown on his head. So you're coming, this is all about victory, right? This is being recognized. This is overcoming. 5 of Swords reversed. I don't always read reverse. But I think for you, and I have 3 cards face down as well. I think for you that's needed. Queen of Pentacles, the Hermit reversed. Major Arcana reversed. 5 of Swords. Whatever it is you're struggling with, I think you're going to put that aside, or kind of laying down of the sword. You're going to start to let go of some of these struggles, or maybe get out of the mind. If there's something looping in your mind that's been a pattern that's keeping you from yourself, or from feeling yourself, or from pursuing the things you want to pursue, that's the forefront. That's the first thing that's coming up. In order to attain this victory and recognition, or owning your place in this world, you realize that you're going to start putting these swords down. You're going to step away. I'm trying to think. There's something coming through, but it's not coming through. So like not giving any attention to those relationships that are like on the shallow end. You're not going to give any energy to the thoughts or situations that are keeping you small. Right? Because look, Queen of Pentacles, like, you have things to do. You have important things to do. You're leaning into owning and acknowledging just how strong you are, and just how capable you are, and just how deserving you are. You're coming out of your shell, so to speak, right? You're no longer, like, you've done the internal work. Now it's time to let that work shine. You have Six of Cups. You're starting to heal relationships. This could be exterior relationships, or your relationship with yourself, Pisces, because that is a relationship. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Empress. I'm going to have to read the Creator. The Empress. You know, like, you just know. And even the words on this card are like fertility, grace, love, nature. You're moving back into the natural state of being who you are. This is great. You're rising, right? Pisces, like, you like to go deep into the waters. You're starting to rise. You're coming out of your shell, coming out of the dark, so to speak. Okay, so the Creator. The Creator card signifies that there is a powerful energy brewing in the atmosphere around you. It may feel overwhelming and tinged with undertones of darkness. Indeed, you may feel the urge to run and find a shelter from the storm, but trust that you are ready to transmute this form into something that will propel you forward on your path. And like I said at the very beginning, blessings in disguise. So this feels very much like a blessing in disguise, but it's going to feel tough, right? Again, you might want to run and find shelter from the storm, but again, you are ready to transmute this force into something that will propel you forward on your path. This card is also here to remind you of the power of the word no. No to things that overwhelm or undermine things and people and situations. No to the things that overwhelm or undermine. No to people who drain your life source. No to thoughts that drag you into despair. Right? The very first card, Five of Swords, you're saying no. You're dropping these thoughts that hold you back. I love when confirmations come up. You are mightier than you think, and a glimmer of faith paired with a solid intention can give you the power to harness lightning. Each day you have the choice to be the victim of fear and circumstance, or the creator of new consciousness. Choose wisely. So the Creator. You're creating, again, through gratitude and through, whatever artistic expression that you have. And art does not have to be like the painting on the wall or the sculpture. I teach yoga. I find that body movement is a form of artistic expression, even in a yoga class. It does not have to be like a ballet on stage. Stick with yourself. Be persistent, right? You're coming out of the shadows. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You finding your worth. The Empress. Wise. You have the wisdom of the world, of the universe inside of you. You get to choose to create. And sometimes, although you're not technically considered an alchemist. You have the ability to alchemize and to change one situation from what can appear or feel to be negative into something beautiful. But you can either choose to be a victim of something, and we all go through that, or you can rise above that and you can be the witness as to what happens, why we go through certain things, why certain layers have to peel off for you to rise to your highest self. So you can be the witness here, Pisces. 3 cards face down. 3 of Cups, 8 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Wow. Deep emotions, celebration, close friendships. People who are meaningful in your life are the ones you want to surround yourself with. Those who are not meaningful, those who are not supporting you. Now, it doesn't mean because somebody doesn't understand what you're going through that they don't support you. But if they are constantly, if you have someone who is constantly telling you you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't feel this way, then there needs to be maybe your choice to put space between them. But surrounding yourself with people who are there for you, even if they don't understand what you're going through, they still love you and support you no matter what. 8 of Pentacles, right? Or 8 of Cups. In the traditional tarot, it's, there's 7 cups and with the space, and or maybe there's 8 cups in a space, and they're walking away. So you're walking away from anything that's not serving you. You're walking away from the thoughts that held you back or from the words of other people that have kept you small. You're walking away from hiding yourself and hiding your talents and hiding your aspirations. You're moving towards you, Pisces, completely towards you. And in my yoga classes, I say all the time, you are with yourself 24/7. You are your safe space. You are your own sanctuary. Make it a beautiful place to be. Don't let anyone else tell you how it should be. Again, 9, you have major pentacles here. Queen of Pentacles, 9 of Pentacles. You're very independent, Pisces. Extremely independent. It's okay to let people in, but it's also okay to show people this is how it's done. You may be taking on some leadership roles that you don't realize you're taking on. Sometimes the way we do life and move through life, we're going to pull some more tarot cards, is inspiring just the way we move through situations, the way we navigate problems, the way we conduct ourselves, or the way we treat ourselves when life gets rough. I think people are watching you, Pisces. I'm getting this really strong feeling that you're like a quiet leader, not bold and brassy. You're just doing your thing, and people are starting to notice, and they're going, what is she doing? Look at her. Like, she's got this confidence. It's a quiet confidence, but she's moving with ease and with grace. And she just went through a shitload of stuff, right? She just went through hellfire and back. And now look what she's doing. I think people are starting to notice the quiet grace about you, Pisces. Sorry, there's a lot of cards. So let that happen. Let them see you again, right? 6 of Wands was on the root of the deck. And although in the traditional Rider-Waite, if there's a person on a horse, and they got the wands and they got the laurel wreath and everything else, and it looks like a public recognition and a parade. But yours is a little more subtle. Yours is a little more, maybe even a little more refined and quiet. But people are recognizing you, Pisces, for your talents, for the way you move through these situations. Yeah, they're not going to be hard, but you've got the grace to do it. So I'm loving this, Pisces. Quiet elegance, independence, self-made, finding your self-worth. the Chariot, Ace of Wands. Let's see what else pops out. And I use two different decks, although for my personal reading, I use three. But I use two different decks, just in case if there's, sometimes the same card pops out twice. The same card pops out from each deck. So I want to make sure that if there's a card that needs to come out more than once, that has the opportunity. But you have the Chariot, so you're moving forward. You're choosing the pace, right, in which you move through these things. Pisces tend to move a little slower. They tend to absorb things in. The Ace of Wands is, I talked at the beginning about, new beginning, at the beginning of the reading, although the full card didn't come out. This is about new beginnings, and this is, for you, the Ace of Wands is a spark of adventure and something new. And it might be new for you, Pisces, to give yourself attention and to set up some boundaries. Okay. These cards are not cooperating today, Pisces. When a whole bunch of them come out, I'm not going to pull them because that's just chaos and overwhelm, and that's not what you need right now. Let's see if anything else pops out. Okay, so that's it. What's the card on the root of this deck? The Hierophant. And again, you're very intuitive. You're highly psychic, which means whether you acknowledge it or not, there's a deep connection between the mind you and the inner you. And the inner you is a connection to all that is. That is what's guiding you. Take your time. You have this new inspiration coming in your way. Aces are generally presented as opportunities. This could be that spark. If there's an interest in a friend in a different way. But you're going to be slow, right? You're going to be cautious. But you're not going to throw caution. Like if it was Sagittarius, right? If they just kind of fly out and go in. But you're navigating this from a new perspective. You're going to take all the lessons from the summer and you're going to let them guide and drive you to where you're going, because you're going to someplace really deep within. You're going to a place that you knew was there, but you hadn't experienced it yet. This is really deep interconnection. Again, you're connected to, and we all are, but you know that you're connected to the whole universe, the all that is. Again, beautiful reading. Beautiful reading, Pisces. Let's pull your Goddess, God, and Guardian card. Let's see what God or Goddess or Guardian is carrying you through this summer season. Yeah, that's great. That's lovely. My hands are not working this morning, apparently. Pisces, you have Dryad. Protect your energy. So protect your energy. Right? Because change, transformation, awarenesses, misunderstandings. Although the Tower didn't come out, we know that there's going to be a major shift for you happening. So again, those blessings in disguise, right? So even though these are all good things, you still want to make sure you don't lose yourself in the process. You're leaking your precious energies, and Dryad has come to the rescue. Dryad is the best friend of an empath, a highly sensitive person who taps deeply into the emotional states of others, which obviously is Pisces, right? If you are an empath, you sense someone's feelings and experiences as if they were your own. This is a gift and can make you a wonderful listening ear for your friends. But if you don't take care of your boundaries, it can be a damaging effect on your well-being. How many times have you felt clogged, unbalanced, or drained from being a psychic sponge for everyone around you? So Dryad offers you this simple energy clearing and protection ritual. Do this exercise morning and evening. So let's see, imagine yourself inside the aura of a beautiful tree, just as she is, right? Ask to be cleared of all energetic toxicity or invisible baggage that isn't yours. This could be other people's emotions, thoughts, and personal soul lessons that you've unconsciously absorbed. To complete the clearing process, visualize a layer of protective light surrounding your body. Finally, consult the tree's spirit wisdom. Ask if there's any messages it wants to share with you. Give thanks to the tree. And okay, and you had that, practice gratitude. Maybe it's, a little deeper or a little more than just the typical gratitude, but gratitude for the guidance of nature itself. Your aura is refreshed and sealed with Dryad's protection. Take a break from social media. Bring plants into your living space to purify the energy. Get involved. Go out into nature. Learn about tree wisdom. I respect and care for my energy field. I recognize the healing power of trees. So, getting out into nature, although you are a water sign, right? So you are drenched in water, and the nature is underneath the sea. So again, you're merging there. You're coming out into a different aspect of yourself. Trusting something different, trusting something new. Quiet elegance, owning, being independent, finding your worth, right? Coming out. You've done the internal work. It's time to put it out into the world, whether it's some form of artistic expression. And again, if it doesn't feel like it's good enough or right, persistence, it's progress over perfection. And at the end of the day, there's no such thing as perfection, and everything is perfect exactly as it is. I know, contradictory, but it is what it is. So Pisces, that is your reading for the summer. If you have questions, if you want to dive a little deeper, if you want clarification on any of these cards, put them in the comments or send me an email and I will clarify any of it for you. Happy summer, Pisces, and joy. Again, blessings in disguise. So ask yourself, where is this guiding me? What is this teaching me? And things get a little chaotic and hectic. Okay, Pisces, have a fabulous summer. Until next time, always sending you light and love.